All right, guys, let's kind of walk through this real quick. So we've got polynomial. P of x is equal to m times x to the w plus v times x to the w minus 2 plus t times x to the 1 plus k, where m, v, t, and k are real numbers. Okay? Says if w is even and m is positive, provide the end behavior. Okay? So what they're saying is we have either a square root or a square term here, a fourth term, sixth term, eighth term, whatever, right? So they're saying it's got to be even. They're saying this is positive. Okay? If you were not sure, okay, because I'm giving you variable objects here, could you take your calculator and type in like 2x to the fourth and see what happens? And then maybe try, 4x to the sixth and see what happens? And try it several times with several different m values and several different w values, abiding by the criteria set forth in Part A. And you're going to find out that if it's an even root, an even power, and your leading term is positive, isn't your end behavior going to be that? Okay? So as x goes to positive infinity, y does as well. As x goes to negative infinity, y goes to positive infinity. Okay? So how many factors will P of x have? Well, if I look at this and think about what's going on here, okay, I've told you it's a polynomial. If I go w minus 2, 1, okay, now I have an exponent here for my x of 0 with the k. So this is descending order, right? So that is my leading term, okay? That's my leading exponent, the degree of my function, so that's how many factors I'm going to have, right? So I'm going to have w factors, okay? We have w minus 1 maximum turning points. Okay? I could have less than that, but that's how many it's going to have. What's the y-intercept? It's when all your x's become zeros, right? And you'd be left with k. So ordered pair, 0, comma k. How many zeros are you going to have? Zeros come from your factors, right? So if I have w factors, I should have w0. Okay. What you guys will find out when you get to higher level math courses, like, yeah, we do questions and practice problems with polynomials that have coefficients and numerical exponents, stuff like that. But then the study is of stuff like this, okay? We don't do a whole lot of specific work with, just these types of functions. We do them with the collective group of functions of maybe that form, okay? So something to think about as you move forward. So this one here, I told you, provide the specific equation, meaning we need to find the a value out in front. Okay, we need to find the value that's going to stretch this thing correctly, so that we go through your y-intercept of 0, negative 2, right? Okay, so that's a point that we're going to use. That's an x and a p of x that we're going to use to evaluate to find the right a value. If negative 3 is a 0, what's the factor? X plus 3. All right, so negative 1 is a 0, so what's that factor going to be? X plus 1, but how many times? Twice, right? Okay, so leave it in least degree. And we talked yesterday, this could be 2, 4, 6, 8, depending on that tangency. If it's least degree, it's got to be 2. Okay? And now this one here is going to be x minus 2. So if I just asked for, okay, I took that phrase out and said, give me a equation or an equation, this would be it. This would be 1, right? There's a lot of them that have the criteria set forth here, but only one of them has the criteria of going through 0, negative 2. So I'm going to plug in negative 2. I'm going to plug in 0. Oh, not squared. That's squared. All right, so we end up with negative 2 is equal to, it's going to be 3 times 1 times negative 2, so what, negative 6a? Divide by negative 6. A is a third. All you got to do is come up here and rewrite that as 1/3. Okay. All right. We feel better on that one than we did the previous one? Yeah.
Oh, but the one about y-intercept, should we just put K?
Yeah, if you just put K, I'll accept that. That is one thing to kind of pay attention to when you are using your vocabulary, kind of like maybe another at the next level. Sometimes you might get a professor that's kind of really nitpicky, and so if we say what is the zero is just the x value. That's kind of what we mean. Okay. So if I look at this picture, -3 is a 0, -1 is a 0, 2 is a 0. If I ask what the x-intercepts are, that we're going to say as an ordered pair. So we say -3, 0, -1, 0, and 2, 0. Okay. If we ask for the y-intercepts, okay, we should write that like we do an x-intercept as an ordered pair. Does that make sense, everybody? I'm not, because I know you know that the x value should be 0 on that, but you will maybe encounter a professor at some point that is real nitpicky about that kind of stuff. If you don't write as an ordered pair, they might mark off. Okay. And that's just something you'll have to ask those types of questions, or maybe encounter missing a question every once in a while by making an error and then realizing how to address that later.